intro. Hope everybody's doing really good today and have come up with your own ways of handling things. Zena here, trying to shout at you all. Shout out to my homies, shout out to my girls, homegirls. Shout out to anybody who happens to come across my channel. Bless you all, and just wanted to say today that I had an incident with the bank. They had set up, the traditional, little orange cones and stuff like that. You would have thought that somebody, got hurt or something like that, the way it was set up. But basically, upon, waiting for the attendant or whoever worked there to come to the door, because the doors were locked, and you have to set up an appointment just to do any internal bank issues. Okay, so the lady comes to the door and notices that I'm not standing behind the perforation type gate that they set up. And so she pointed behind me without opening the bank door and was just looking at me and pointed with her fingers behind me. And so I was like, what's behind me? There's nothing behind me. My son is beside me, but there's nobody behind me. So I turn around to look, and I blindly don't even see the gate, because of course I wasn't going to even stand behind it, and especially on any X or mark or anything like that. I refuse to have to do that, because the minute we conform to what they want us to do and it's not a law, then you're not standing up for your God-given rights. And this is where we have to wake up, people. Everybody's got to do their part, whether in person or on on your individual channels. Everybody should do their part. And I agree with my homie Shizzle that if we all did something, maybe we'll lessen a lot of these chances and odds that this will actually become the new norm. I don't know about you guys, but I don't particularly want to have to call the bank ahead of time, the institution, that holds your money, and you've got to call them to go visit your money. See, that's what I'm trying to say. I ask people these questions because I want to know, and for me, it doesn't matter. I would be dumbing down somebody's intelligence if I asked them, a random person, are they willing to let this be the new norm? Because if so, then they're of course going to have that edge on us. But if you don't accept it as a new norm, then you shouldn't. You should stand up for our rights. You should stand up for your rights and our rights, our God-given, rights, and that goes along with the Constitution and our constitutional rights. We should really know that like the back of our hand, because in doing so, that's what I said today in the bank. I basically told the lady that she was violating my speech, my right to speech and my right to speak, and explain what happened, because every time that I mentioned something to the effect that it was not law for them to make people stand behind the gate or, for the whole situation that was going down the way it was, I'm kind of glad, I just wanted to say this real quick, I'm kind of glad that they didn't actually require anybody to wear a mask. That's really up to the client's, discretion. But I thought this was worthy enough to say about, handling stuff. We probably should pray before we get out and about to deal with the public, because you're going to have the enemies on ground zero coming at us to challenge us to see if we're going to fail, or are we going to stand up and try to say something, have a voice, but do it intelligibly, So basically, when this happened today, I was just like, wow, couldn't believe it. It's the way that the one girl couldn't finish dealing with me, so she had to dismiss herself, and then had the manager step in, and I was recording her on my phone. Only I think the recording was too long, and it didn't actually allow me to access the phone video. But if I would have, wow, it was an iconic moment because it was filled with me couldn't hold back and tell them, you know, that because the girl said that because I was agitated by the time I got in the bank, and I had to leave my son out there because they were like, we only can handle one person at a time. And I'm thinking, but there's 4 of you in there, but you can only handle one person at a time, customer-wise. What difference does it make? They were 4 of them. I was the 5th person, and he would be the 6th person. So you see, they did let him in later on. But the point is, they put me through so much just to you know, do some small a small transaction to correct something in my account. Bottom line is, I did videotape the incident, except for towards the very end. When they were getting ready to let me go out the door, a man approached the door and they told him to stand back, you know, like back the hell up, like way back, you know. The man was just like, look at them, like, what for? So my homie, he came through, man, and just backed it up on me backed me up by, you know, by looking at that lady like they lost their mind. So anyway, a bad potential situation could have occurred had I not kept my cool. These are the kind of characteristics that we need to have 24/7, and we need to be on point spiritually, people. Let's face it. Maybe you can debate all day long or don't know, and because of that, you just don't know. That's okay. I still love you. Anybody for that matter, who doesn't think that there's a higher power, or God Almighty, or the Most High, you're severely mistaken. I hope you would reconsider, because, yeah, there's just not the evil side of things going on. There's also the heavenly side of things going on too, the blessed side of things and stuff. That's the things we have to look at. But you know, something like that, an incident at the bank, could have turned really bad. You know, what if I was just like the completely wrong person to be dealing with them like that? You know, and then they would have had somebody like try something or something. You know, who knows? There's people that are crazy, and especially when they don't know what's going on. You know, I'm sure that they're like, what the heck? You know, so I just say stand firm. Don't back down. Don't wear a mask if you're not really made to, or you won't come in the store or whatever, or the bank or wherever. But also don't succumb to being put behind a line. If nobody's out there to arrest you, why would you listen? You know, if it's not a crime and it's not, then why would you listen to them because it's their rules, but yet it's not a law? That's my point about this. That's why I wanted to make this video, because I know a lot of my friends probably doesn't think that I think that much about these kind of situations, but being that it can get really out of hand, I highly recommend us all sharpening our toolboxes and definitely finding out all about that we can, because it may not get honored even if we know it, but at least you would know what to say in a situation that is going to contradict what they're really trying to put on you. So that's what that's about. Well, just thought I'd drop a quick one. Hope this will actually record for once. So everybody have a blessed evening, and signing out. Good evening.